All right, welcome back, everyone, to another Draft Premier League Season 7 Captain's Interview. We are here joined.
Dude, I just had me as dinner, man. What can I say, man?
We're joined by the captains of the Hitorinaclis. I think I said that right.
Hitorinaclis, yeah, pretty good.
The Hitorinaclis, yes. Captains Lejon and Sablo. Feel free to introduce yourselves. Tell the audience a little bit about yourselves.
Hello, I am Lejon. I know quite a few of y'all. I don't know quite a few of you. I'm the captain of the Hitorinaclis. Sablo's my SoCap. And the first thing I'd like to do is explain the meaning of my name, because apparently this was just a little bit too complicated for y'all to understand. Okay, guys. I'm a fucking weeb. I have the anime PFP, etc. Okay, Hitori in Japanese means alone. And that's the pun in the name of a show I've been watching recently called Bocchi the Rock. Hitori Bocchi means all alone in Japanese. And Hitori Bocchi sounds a little bit like Hitorinaclis. Like has the same amount of syllables, both in an E, you know? So basically, and Hitori's the name of the main character in the show Bocchi the Rock. And
wait a minute. Even that Bocchi, man, what?
No, Bocchi's a nickname.
What? Bro, what is that food?
Yeah, Bocchi is her nickname, not the main character's name. The name is Hitori. That's where I got the Hitori from.
Man, I feel betrayed, man. Like,
and since Nacli is a rock type Pokemon, and the show's called Bocchi the Rock, and Nacli's a shy little guy, and Hitorinaclis sounds close to Hitori Bocchi, that is why I made it my name. And thus, the Hitorinaclis were born.
First, you know what? After finding out that the main mascot is not the emoji, I honestly just feel like everyone is right, man. This team name complete garbage. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna replace you as SoCap. I swear to God.
Do it. Okay. Do it, man. I dare you.
They're a loving pair. They're gonna do very well this season, as you can tell. But speaking of said season, I guess I can start you off. What are some realistic expectations that you have for yourself and your team going into this season?
You want to go first, Pablo? Yeah, you can go.
I'll try to go first. Like, the ideal record would be 7-0, we sweep playoffs, etc. But knowing Lons is a game, I feel like 7-0 is probably not gonna be possible unless I pull like young goaters and get the goats. But I don't know, given like 100k and given there's like other factors, it's probably not gonna happen. So there's it. Like, I need to think. It's probably I would be happy if we get like at least a 4-3, because then that means we went positive. But knowing that 4-3, usually 4-3 usually doesn't seal playoffs, because there's like cases where like there are tons like 4-3 teams in like final week. So ideally a 5-2.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. 5-2 is looking pretty likely because, see, and I'm going to tell you exactly how, because we're probably going to get hatched one random week, because of course, but we're also probably going to hatch a random week, so it'll even out. But that's one of our losses. And then the second loss will be us getting blown the fuck back because we got cocky after starting like 4-0 or something. So, you know, it's likely we'll probably go something like 5-2.
What also has like a thought? We just go 5-0. And just to show us certain dominance, we just forfeit our last 2 games, because we know that we don't need to play those teams, man. Like, dude, we're gonna see.
Yeah, they don't even worth our time. That makes sense.
Yeah, man. We can charge up for the last 2 weeks to playoffs, and then just sweep.
Yeah, all the other teams are gonna be mad at us because we beat their ass and we gave them free wins. But like, causing more chaos, that's what we do.
Honestly, that's what I'm aiming for, man. Like if I don't if you don't make playoffs, the very least I want to achieve. It's like chaos, man. Like, I want teams.
Don't get it twisted though. We are making playoffs, okay? Don't let them fool you. But yeah.
Are you gonna bring that same chaotic energy into the playoffs, but like dominate your opponents at the same time?
Oh yeah. By the way, anybody who's on my team, I am forcing you to watch Hitori Bocchi, or you benched in playoff. Okay, no, not really. I was joking with Sablo that I do that, but no, not really. But yeah. playoffs are chaotic enough on their own. I feel like whether we try to or not, some chaotic shit's going down.
Yeah, I'm expecting some like from either side, man. Like I'm expecting like I get hacked like first 3 games, we're gonna hack the next 3 games. It could go your way. I could pretty much see result that can build up, man.
All electric types are running Discharge over Thunderbolt. That is law.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's gonna be the tenses games.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun. I do hope you guys make a strong run, prove all the haters wrong. But yeah,
there's definitely a lot with this team because I feel like out of the other teams, like some people I can't speak words. Like there's some teams that people view as like not good, and other teams are high regard. Ours is like in the middle. Like it can either I feel like it's in the middle or like below middle. I feel because they're like both me and Lejon are probably like for me. Some people hail me on high regard, but I just feel like sure I could, but it's easy for me to just get overwhelmed. Well, some people like underestimate him, you know? Like he doesn't have a certain record, but I feel like when he does come in clutch, he does pull through. So
yeah, bro. Yeah.
Sounds like
dude,
tiebreak
I'm gonna work out
material.
the power of friendship on these fuckers.
yeah. Yeah, man, we're really gonna bring the power of enemy and God in the season, man.
Yeah, dude. I can't lie. I hope we RHV and hats everybody. That would be a very funny season.
Yes.
Hey, that was a content-filled season, so I'd love to see that as a spectator. But yeah, I guess moving on, we have introduced a new format this season of DPL. That includes 2 Scarlet Violet games and then 1 game each of the older tiers, Sword and Shield, Yusum, and Oras. And then each team in the regular season will get to choose an extra format, but they both can't double up on each other. So what are your thoughts on this new format? Do you think it's intriguing? Do you think it's worse than something else they could have done? What are your thoughts on it?
I think this is the best decision DPL's made since changing from whatever the fuck we were doing before to actually drafting teams. Yeah, this is I like this because I've watched a lot of I used to watch a lot of competitive CS:GO, and in that like you do map picks and stuff, and like teams would go towards the maps they're good at, and I feel like it adds another extra level to the strategy portion for like coaches, and I like that here for captains. Like whether you want to punish you get to choose again and they choose gens, so you can't afford to have a bad team in any of the gens with only one team. And like it really puts pressure on you to like make sure you have good teams. And not only that, but it also like you can either choose to go with your advantage, or if you think they're gonna end up picking your advantage anyway, you could go maybe for a weakness of theirs. And I feel like there's a lot of interesting things you can do with that, or you could try and matchup hunt. You know, there's a lot of things. Like I like the extra layer it adds to like what the captains have to do strategically, and I think it's a fun little concept, especially to add spice to regular season games.
Yeah, definitely adds like a bit more depth to how you're gonna go in each week, because you can't pretty much slack off on any of your gens. Like you have to have composed like a good roster of each gen and be able to ascertain which gen is either favorable or at the very least something that you can pretty much go even at. And you have to pretty much also like make sure you have a roster that players that can pretty much perform well, not only within one gen but also like many others as well. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good addition.
Yeah, I can definitely see an advantage for, you know, like the fluid type of players, people who can play in multiple tiers or all the tiers. And so if they're really good pilots, regardless of, you know, what team they're using, I feel like it's going to be a good advantage, you know, for teams that have that type of depth. Especially come playoffs as well, because I think playoffs it's 3 SV and then 1 of the older tiers, and then you have to choose 2 of the older tiers.
That's gonna be really interesting. Yeah, so a lot of the teams with the people who know about the older metas, that's gonna be really useful for them. And also, people who are like quote unquote jack of all trades are gonna be useful. But little do they know, Sablo is actually a master of all trades, and he's basically solved every tier. So no matter where we put him, he's gonna be done.
I'm not sure if I've sold. I mean, I know I think I've sold Oraz, but I'm not sure about the any other gens.
Yeah, he has it figured out. He's playing humble.
Yeah, you already dominated Oraz last season.
Yeah, like he's a student. Like other gens are definitely gonna be more interesting because you gotta figure out. Like, okay, yeah, like one. Now, do we stack up on one? Like Lejon said, we pretty much have to either pick our favorites or pick something that's in their disadvantage. But we also have to think about like current gen because that's the majority of games. So if we don't pretty much pay attention to that, that could also be bad. Because
you need to make sure at least in current gen all your teams are viable, or you're really gonna be feeling some type of way when you're forced to use a team and like they pick it into you and not only that, but I feel like you'd also hate for like if people keep picking a gen on you for a team to be like the hot potato that nobody wants to play with and it fucks up their record.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would hate for a player to have to get stuck with that because it's like it's not even about their skill anymore. It's like you fucked up the team. So like drafting phase is going to be really important in this format.
Especially since there's less drafts total, I think, per generation. You only get 3 SV and then 2 of the older gens. So you only have to draft like 9 total teams.
Yeah.
Like 4, 3. Oh yeah, it is less drafts than last season. Holy shit.
Yeah. So there's a greater emphasis on it, and then obviously the roster construction, there's a greater emphasis on, your depth and fluidity of, the tiers.
I think to keep things consistent in every draft on every board, I think I'm gonna get a Garchomp and a Rotom.
Is that your go-to ones?
Every team.
The Chomp is Lejon class, man.
Yo, dude, you get a Garchomp and a Rotom on all 9. What will they do?
Yeah. Dude, Chomp is like the most consistent one of all time.
Yeah, Garchomp's a cool guy. But yeah, it's very interesting to see what people do draft-wise. I feel like teams might play a bit safer with drafts because of that. But I'm very interested to see, like, you already know there's some minds out there in Draft League community that can really cook up some stuff. So it's going to be, especially in Gen 9, it's going to be fun to see what people come up with.
Yeah, and then speaking of Gen 9, so the new mechanic, we didn't have one in Generation 8 because it was obviously banned. But this generation, we're going to be able to use the new mechanic, terrestrialization. And what are your thoughts on the Tera rules that DPL has implemented for the Scarlet Violet tier, where it will announce all of your Tera types at team preview?
The first thing I'm going to announce even before that is to anybody who's a captain, my fellow captains, make sure your fucking teammates check their teams. Because I've mocked people in this fucking Tera rule shit, and I forgot my Tera like half the fucking mocks. So for one, we're going to make sure we're checking our teams. But Tera's going to be a very interesting thing to have to play around. Especially with choosing Terramons, I think a lot of the time it's going to... Some people may go defensive, but I feel like a lot of teams are going to go like 2 offensive Terramons on like sweepers. And I feel like being able to either predict the Tera that's coming out or like maybe like be able to phase them out to figure it out or something like that, I feel like that's going to be really crucial. And I think like unaware mons are going to be very meta in this go around just because of Tera sweeps probably going to end up being pretty common. That and the guys with Prankster, because they can kind of shut that down.
Yeah.
You have any extra thoughts on that, Sablo, or you just share the same sentiments?
More or less. Seeing that like ahead of time, like what Tera the mons are gonna have, as that feels like similar to Gen 7 in the sense that you're gonna have to know their resources, but you'll know when. In a sense, but in this context, you know their type, so it's gonna be a matter of, okay, does he pretty much do it immediately just to pretty much be able to resist whatever mons I have, or is he gonna be more patient and pretty much save it for later.
I can't lie. Oh, sorry. You got it.
Oh no, you can go.
I was just gonna say I am living for that Tera 50-50-50-50 whether they switch or not. That is gonna be the play of every game.
To me, it feels very similar to, like, knowing their type and if they're gonna proc it or not. Just feels like a Z move to me.
Yeah.
I think it's cooler than Z moves.
Yeah, because it'll last longer and it affects all the turns after that. I just feel like the 50 itself, it feels similar-esque to a Z move, like predicting if they're gonna pop it or not. But yeah, I guess moving on from that and your thoughts on the Tera rules, moving on to some more auction-related topics. Are there any returning players who have signed up you expect to drop off based off previous seasons?
The players that are gonna drop off.
Yo, Sablo, this category is code for talk your shit.
Really, man? Because I'm not gonna. Other than like people from the NBA, because they got carried, but I feel like there's probably shit. I'm a real with you, man. I kind of don't really pay attention to much.
I know this guy. His name is Venancio. I think he won DPL before. That guy, he's not winning a single game. Do not draft him. Yep.
The dude's my boy.
Yep, not winning a singular game. Also, I think Sharky wins a weird amount of games. Like, just watching his games, I feel like he's not winning nearly as many this season, just based on how he's played them.
I mean, it depends, because...
he's a solid player. I just think he wins a weird amount compared to how good I think he is.
I think it probably just depends on who's, like, playing within each gen, because you can make an argument like last gen, there are not that many decent RS players, and he probably was able to, like, do well because of the lack of good RS players. And
who what? Oh yeah, definitely.
You could argue that the only reason they did well is either due to like force like number of talent. And
yeah, no, I don't like to say that though, because say what you will, even if you think a player didn't like quote unquote play according to how you think, like you got to call a spade, and having a good record is having a good record. So like that's why I'm not one to like sit here and act like they're just gonna shit themselves just because I think so. Like, you won your games for a reason, but like I could see Sharky falling off a bit. Yeah, and I could also see TDG winning a few less games.
Yeah, I think context matters a lot for what the previous record was for a certain player. Like, what team were they on? What type of support were they getting? Were they building by themselves? Same thing applies for like people you thought might have done better than, or like you thought were going to do better than they actually did. Like, maybe they can improve because they'll have a better team environment, stuff like that.
I think Savvy and Finch, like, they did poorly, but that's probably due to like not like a team environment or like not that much. So you can probably expect them to do much more better, hopefully this season. So, or hell, even do what I was gonna say, but like. Yeah, like people who like did bad previous season probably hopefully do much more better, and vice versa.
Yo, Sablo's talking about more.
Oh, what am I?
Yeah. Oh no, but like I have a shit ass record, so hopefully I change that too. But yeah.
Hopefully I'm not gonna have a shit record because
you're the GOAT.
No, you're too goated for that. DPL champion, baby.
DPL champion.
Being always comes clutch. It doesn't matter.
And then I guess staying with the topic of the auction, without revealing any of your plans, you can like keep it general. How confident do you feel going into this auction? Like, do you have any reservations or concerns? Like, is your excitement increasing with every approaching day?
Okay, let me tell y'all something. All right, tell the people something. All right. Over the course of this little DPL thing, out of all the captains, I think we may truly be the biggest underdog. Because we were considered a bottom 3 captain core. And not only that, we spent the $25K because my ass decided I was beating these fuckers up. But let me tell you something, alright? after the draft, I want to be rated last on all your little power rankings. I want y'all to be like, why the fuck did he buy himself? Why the fuck did he draft these randoms? And we're going to come out hot. That's what I'm gonna say. Like I want it to be unexpected. I like the people I get. Most of y'all may be sleeping on, may not know about, but that's fine. Like so, yeah. I expect people to not be super kind to my draft after we're finished auctioning, but I don't really care because I have faith in whoever I end up getting.
They don't understand your vision.
They don't see the vision, you know.
You're making the bull seem Lejon, and that's
bro.
you're gonna have to live for, man. Because sometimes people overrate because you've seen this trend. Like we've seen like teams who have been rated very poor, very harshly, and guess what? They have surpassed expectations and have gotten close. So
yes, the DPL gods are very weird.
Yeah, like the gods, wherever they find interest in pretty much just causing chaos.
Dude, all I gotta say is a team that's considered bottom 2 makes playoffs every season. It feels like
that is the general trend.
Yeah, honestly feel like it's because people talk to them that they pretty much are motivated to just do better, man. Because nothing is scarier than having to play like shitter teams who are just very like vengeful to try to get that win, man. Like that's honestly.
Yeah, and not only that, but I feel like people also sleep a little. They'll be like, oh, they don't got nothing going on. You know, they go into the week thinking, okay, this is our free one, and then they get robbed, and then they're like, shit. Now we're in a tough spot, and we got to play the other team that we actually thought was good next week. Shit's looking tough. So yeah, you know, like yes, don't sleep on any teams. That's all I'll say.
That's definitely the moral. Like, never sleep on a team.
I am very hyped for the auction. I am hyped to be a fucking underdog. I am hyped for them to flame my roster because I have full confidence in what our abilities as captains. So I think we're gonna get the shit done.
Confidence is key.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And I guess we can move on from all the auction stuff, but I'm glad to hear that you guys are confident, you're ready, hopefully prepared. But you seem to have a pretty clear vision on, what style of team you want to construct and what type of environment you want to culture. Nice.
Go.
And I guess the next thing I wanted to ask, if you were to describe yourself or your style of captaining in one word, what would that word be? I know, it's a tough one.
Yeah, man. Like there's only so much you can say with one word, man. Yeah, so.
Yeah, some former.
I would say enigmatic.
Right, interesting.
I think motherfuckers will not know what I'm cooking, and I'm fine with that. But like, they just will not understand until we start moving. That's the way I see it. I think I'm not going to captain like most of the other pairs. I think I'm going to go about things way differently than how most teams I've been on and most teams I've seen go about it, because I just want to see if I can shake up the meta on how teams tend to go about doing things in DPL and hopefully see if it can be successful.
I like it. Respect it. You always need that type of player on your team too. Someone they underestimate.
Yeah, being able to just have like out of box ideas and being able to just come up with, unorthodox can definitely pretty much catch my surprise. So yeah, that sounds perfect for.
So you chose your word as unorthodox, or did you not?
Well,
okay.
Well, I mean, they're synonyms: enigmatic, unorthodox, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. And I guess moving on to like the latter part of this interview, are there any specific captain cores that you want to play and beat and basically send a message to during the season, or if you can even send a message to them right now if you want to talk some shit?
What I'll say is, I know a lot of these captain cores, they are very accomplished individuals. And I'd like to say, like, I wouldn't want to slander or talk bad about any. You were getting put in the fucking dirt. Oh, whatever week we play, you're gonna have to know. Me and you, we were lining it up, and you are getting tossed on your throat. Oh yeah,
Dude,
I will know I character goodbye.
I don't know, man, because I honestly want to take a shot at Ryan, man. Look.
Yeah, exactly. Me and Sablo are putting y'all down.
Dominance. That I had pretty much ascended past the wings of wrath.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I just realized it would be we were both underlings on their teams. Now we're rising up to challenge them.
Yeah, man, it's like the old gym versus new, man.
Ultimate challengers.
Yeah, they both won DPL the last 2 seasons too, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a pretty powerful core, so definitely gonna be a match.
We're gonna have to put them in their place.
I will say Raya's been negative the past 2 seasons. You didn't hear that from me.
Yo, don't sleep on Raya. He's that guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's still getting put in the dirt, but he's that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy when he's not playing you.
Yeah. Vest and Toxic are talking a whole lot for a team that's going to be 0-7. That's all I gotta say. Like they were talking a whole lot for a team that's going to be 0-7. I don't know, bro, but like I'll take my free win when we get to that point.
Surely they can. Surely they can do. Vest can do better than last season. I mean, that was a very harsh 0-7, but
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They can win one game.
One game.
Yes, one game. No, one game, not series. Game. Okay.
One game. Dude, not a series, but game. Jesus, man.
Yes, they'll get a game.
Yeah, it seemed. I don't know. A 7-0 in a series seems impossible, but obviously it's been done before. But
yeah. Man.
Let him cook.
It's hard, man. So.
Yo, that's what Sablo thinks about your team.
It's just gonna be a free meal. So that's all.
Yeah, a snack, so to speak.
Bro, he's not even full after
I'm playing the other captains. They're very experienced guys, and I'm friends with a lot of them. They're cool people. So I'm like, somebody's got to come last, but it ain't gonna be us. So good luck to y'all though.
I respect it. And finally, I asked this question on the fly the past 2 times, but I'm officially gonna ask it for everyone. Based solely on the captain cores that we see, and then any prior experiences that they have had, what 4 teams do you predict to make the playoffs?
Okay, well, me personally, as the 1 seed, of course, me and Sablo. That's a given. We're packing these fools up. And then the 2 seed, I'm going to give it to, even though I and Rai, they're going to have to catch the smoke when they play us, I think they'll beat up the rest of the field because they are very good players and they're very great captains. So I think they're going to do really well. Like they're consistent. And then as the 3, I think I'm going to end up going with, I'll go. This is tough. I'm gonna go L5 and who's this co-cap?
Aster J.
L5 and Aster.
Thanks, man.
Infernal Armory.
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
that's a dope name, honestly. Like Infernal Armory with the Armorouges and Sergius. That's a dope. That team is dope.
Yeah, and the last playoff spot, I'm giving a shout out to my boy TJ. Another captain core that's being slept on, but I think my boy TJ Bo is gonna get it done. And he's gonna pull up and make playoffs.
First, my money's on the hacker team, man. Like, dude, you have no idea what they're gonna cook, man. I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Sablo, what would your 4 be?
I mean, apart from listening first, I don't know about us at first because that's just gonna be tight. But I don't know, they're definitely I guess. Fuck it, man. Go first. But for terms of second, I say Infernal because I definitely don't want to ace them around. Then second because I don't want to. I don't want to face family first. I want to. Wait, damn it! I got the order wrong. Fuck. I'm trying to say that I want to play if you're 1 before 2, 3, Like I want to play the family first, so I have to worry about them later. And then I want to have like for like a 2 and then Tester like 3, so that the test.
Sablo, you're thinking too much. We are an immovable force. It doesn't matter the order we play them in. They are food.
True on that.
So you guys basically chose, the same first 3 and then TJ versus Hacker's team.
Yeah.
I will say though, every time Ian has captained, he has always made the playoffs. So we'll see if that streak lives or dies.
Oh, yeah. I guess he just has it figured out.
He does. He somehow finds a way. What is that, like Burke number 7 or something?
Wait, I thought it was 5, and like.
Oh, he was counting.
He was counting.
He was counting.
Hey, man. I mean, what is there to count for, man? Oh wait, there's something's coming up. Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, to all the players out there, I'm really excited about this season. Still, if this comes out before the auction, feel free to DM me if you have any questions about my team or want to be on my team. I do respond to DMs, and I'm very excited to play against or with any of y'all.
Yeah, this will probably coming out tomorrow, but feel free to check out the link in the description to the DPL server. Applications are still live until February 4th. At 5 p.m. PST, and then the auction will be 24 hours after that on Sunday. But yeah, if you're excited to play, you should sign up and give them a DM. I'm pretty sure they'll be interested in having anybody on the team.
Yes, and we mean anybody.
You heard?
This is Sablo's villain arc. He started.
Sorry, I stopped laughing. I'm just excited, man. It's all.
We live for that excitement. You guys have been a blast. I wish you guys the best of luck this season, and I hope to actually see you, reach your goals and your expectations. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next interview. Peace.